In scuffles with security forces. The price increase is part of the government's effort to fight high inflation. The Minister of Interior is warning violent protesters will be dealt with forcefully. Hiba Morgan has more from Khartoum.
Right now in Khartoum, it's pretty quiet. Most of the protests that have been happening here has been happening around one of Sudan's main universities, Khartoum University, where students were trying to go out on the streets to protest, but they were met by riot police, so they were prevented from coming out. But we also know that protests happened around different parts of the country. A student was killed in Darfur, and several opposition members have been arrested. The Sudanese Congress Party, which is one of the major opposition parties in Sudan, reported that at least half a dozen of its members around the country have been arrested, and that nearly a dozen of its students around the country have been arrested as well, and they've been calling on the government to release them. Now, let's remember that the protest started not just because of the government lifting wheat subsidies of the wheat products in the country, but also because of the country's economic situation. The dollar and the Sudanese pounds, the Sudanese pounds value to the dollar has been devaluing since 2005, when it was $1 to 2 Sudanese pounds. Then it went on to 1 to 8 in 2012, and 1 to 28 up until early January. Just yesterday, it hit a record low where $1 is equals to 30 Sudanese pounds. And the World Bank said more than half of the country's population live below the poverty line.
News from Myanmar now with a